everyone, it's Noelle from Scrap Paper Art. I know it's been a long time since I did a video, but here I am to show you my latest project, and it is my first lace snippet roll. It's for a swap, a one-on-one swap with Candace Scarborough here on YouTube, and I will leave her link below. If you follow me, you know that we exchange, we do challenges and we do one-on-one swaps. We've been doing it all year long, and she picked the lace spool roll for this swap that we're doing, and like I said, it was my very first one and I was a little intimidated, but I'm really happy with the results. So let me show you the outside. I didn't do much because this is definitely going to be hung up on the wall. So all I did was put a doily here, piece of the old doily, and then I just stuck this white mesh flower on each side. So, and the color is kind of like a seafoam green and browns with you know, the vintage kind of looking color. So it's quite long, so I'm going to roll it out and then I'll start at the very beginning. I kind of think mine is backwards. I think you're supposed to roll it up the other way, but that's not how I did it. So mine rolls this way. And we were to put we decided to put a Bible verse on ours for each other, our favorite Bible verse, but I could not come up with just one verse. I mean, there's so many Bible verses that are my favorite. So what I came up with was the saying that is on here, which it touches my heart and it speaks volumes to me, and I know it will to Candace too. So this is a wooden spool that I had. This isn't the one that she had sent me, because when I did this, I attempted to do this 3 times and they didn't turn out, and I messed up the spool that she sent me, and I put some gesso on it, and I did not like the way it turned out. So luckily I had another one and I used that. This is just some like a seafoam green, and I don't know if you can tell on here, seafoam green lace that I have, and it's got sequins, little Aurora Borealis sequins and that on it, and I just laid it on the back, and then I had this applique and just glued that on top so it would cover the rest of it. The back, all it is a heavy-duty piece of kind of like a muslin type fabric, and I just stitched it on my sewing machine. Yes, I dug my sewing machine out and I did stitch it, and I loved it. So now my machine is sitting out so I can work on some more sewing projects. And then on the back, all I did, because this ended right here and the lace continued on, I just stuck another old vintage doily on here, and then a piece of applique from my wedding dress. So that is the back, and that's all I did, because like I said, I know that this will be hung up on the wall. And what the saying says, it says, love came down and rescued me, love came down and set me free. And I hope Candace appreciates that, which I'm sure she will. Here are just all this stuff is from my stash, and all I did was add some doilies here. This is a little lace trim that I got, and it's just these round circles, and I just cut them up. Here's a little bit of trim up here, and the words I printed off on the computer, and I I glued them onto a piece of acetate so that it would have a little bit more body and that it would stay, you wouldn't see the background on it. It would give it some more stability. This is a piece of satin flower that I hand dyed a few years back. I sat one day and just hand dyed a whole bunch of them, and I love the way they turned out. I used alcohol inks. This is a charm that I hand stitched on there. On here, this was a piece of, it was a barrette, and I just took it apart and glued it on. Here's a little, I'm hoping you can see that, a little white flower trim that I got from Joann's. I didn't have a whole lot of little stuff. I had, I have a lot of trim, but like right now this week, during their Madness week, they have trim on sale, and here's one little trim that I use. It's got a little pink center, a little daisy, and then let me get the other one. This is the other one. Look at how tiny those are. So, and I use those periodically on here. I place them where I, thought that it needed a little something. And then on here, I don't know if you can tell, it's a little flat back pearl that I got in a kit from Daiso. It's for nails. And I thought, well, that would be pretty on there. So, and then here's another one here. This is I got this in a swap years ago from a lady in Australia, and I think she made these. She hand did these, and this is a pansy, and hand crocheted pansy. Here's another piece of trim from my wedding dress. Some flat back pearls, some other appliques. Here's a hand dyed piece of applique with a button, and then I found some. I used to do like crazy quilting and stuff years ago, and I had a whole bunch of silk ribbon, and that's what's in here. It's a little blue silk ribbon, and then here's the other part of the word. Another doily. This is a hand crocheted flower that I made, and a metal applique. This is part of a a doily, when you cut it up and you get all these little snippets in that. That's what this is. And here's a pink trim, and I have a little, I think this is a Tim Holtz garment pin with a little bauble on it. A pink, one of those roses, and then this is a glass button that I had. I removed the shank and just glued it on. Some more trim, and this was another button, so I put that on there. Here's one of those daisy with the pink center. This is just some pleated trim that I got. Another applique that I had in my stash. A butterfly applique. I put some, just added some flat back pearls. Here's a little organza bow that I got. I got a package of these from Joann's. Another applique, and then this is some trim that I got when I went to flea market and got a bunch of laces and things like that, and a little handmade stick pin. This is a very large flat back pearls that I have in my stash, and I put that in the center. Here's a piece of trim with some pearls on it. Another one of those flowers, and then I did find some in green, and because it's Candace's favorite color. And this is the hand embroidery that I did years ago. It's a heart, and this is all done using silk ribbon and pearls that I added. So I thought that was fitting for here, and I added a nice touch there, and some more flat back pearls. Another flower trim, another little piece of doily with some bling on it, another piece of trim that I have in my stash that has some, I don't think you can tell, it has sequins on it, and it's kind of has that eyelash fur, pink little butterfly. Here is these were gifted to me, and this was one of my Kool-Aid dyed attempts, and then I rinsed it out very well, so there wasn't much Kool-Aid left. And then here's another applique with another metal rose button. This is a piece of trim, and I don't think I have another piece on here. And well, let me show you what I did. All it was like a flower type trim or whatever, and then all I did was just fold it in half, and then I hot glued it. And then this is an old vintage rhinestone earring that I glued on top. Here's the other part of the hand dyed applique that I did. You saw the other piece up there. And then another part of the word. Then this is another pleated trim that I add flat back pearls to it, and this is a very vintage glass. I don't even know what these were for. I got them in a package at the thrift store, and I've had them for years. So I added that. Here's another piece of my wedding dress. A button from my mother's button collection that I inherited when she passed away, and silk, variegated silk ribbon, white with a little bit of blue, a couple more of the flowers, a little angel that says made for an angel, which Candace is. She's a sweetheart. And a little bow applique. And this is one of these doilies that I had just folded up to, and used it to finish off the bottom. And then I put another one of these brown applique flowers with another flat back pearl. And then this is just a garment pin from Tim Holtz, and it says Memories. And this, anybody that knows me knows that Candace is the queen of chunky charms, but it's just something that I don't know, I can't do very well. And so this was taken a part of a charm that I received in a swap earlier this year, and I took this part off of it and attached it to the bottom. There's a little angel. I thought it was very pretty on here. So that is my lace spool roll, snippet roll for Candace, and I won't post this until after I know she receives it, so I'm really hoping that she likes it. And like I said, it was my very first snippet roll that I did, my very first attempt at putting this on. It was a little intimidating, but I think it's something that I probably would try again. I like the way, once it got started and it started flowing, it was very nice, and I enjoyed doing it. So there you go. That's it. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. I love to hear your comments. If there's anything that I did incorrectly, please let me know. Oh, I did want to share with you before I close this out. the glue that I used, other than the metal pieces, were glued on with glossy accent, and then with a little touch of my hot glue, my glue gun, so that it would stick instantly, and then once the glossy accent dries, it's there permanently. But this is a glue that I've used when I used to make dolls, and it is called grip glue, and it's perfect for fabric to fabric. Has no smell, but this stuff, it's instant. It instantly grips and it stays, and it dries clear, and I love this. So if you do a lot of gluing and you have a problem with, gluing stuff on fabric, and this stuff is amazing. So just a little plug there. Anyways, thank you again for watching. Have a great day, and be blessed and be a blessing. Bye-bye.